So here, this is the future of the smartphones, I think, because all these smartphones out there, like the one you're using, is just for recording a little video, which is great. This is a Nokia, right?
Yeah.
So, everybody's typing on touch screens, but if you want to do work, not only do you want to type on a real keyboard, I think you also want to see like a UI. Let's say I take the browser. You want to see the whole browser while you type. You don't want to have a keyboard that takes half of the screen. That makes productivity really hard. So that's why I think it's really important to have an external keyboard, because basically it means it's like you have a 10-inch. It's like a 10-inch tablet, basically. Because if you had a 10-inch tablet, you would have a keyboard taking half the screen. You'd have a 6-inch of space. This is what you have right here. And it goes in the pocket. And you can speak to, hey Google, how old are you? Or something. And then Google will answer if they're connected.
This internet connection isn't stable at the moment.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So, the Android is a little bit, it's on 7.1.1. So how can we get a faster, newer Android on the MediaTek?
That will be really interesting. So there's currently problems with the BSP maker not wanting to release stuff, but given it's a fairly generic X27 in there, we might be able to build an AOSP 8.1 based system on top of what was built for the X2096 board.
But how smooth is it going to be compared to like all the proprietary binaries that MediaTek puts in there and stuff like that? Are you able to accelerate all the stuff and get their little tweaks and stuff in there if you get a version 8 or Android P?
I'll let you know when it's booting, because it's really hard to tell whether or not we need to find some workaround for some blobs in there. And the one thing I don't like about it is the Mali GPU, which is always problematic, but other than that, it should be pretty easily possible to get things to work smoothly.
So right now I rebooted into Debian. What do you think about Debian?
Yeah, it's not my favorite distribution, but certainly a workable one.
Why is it not your favorite? What's wrong with it?
It tends to be a little outdated with packages, and I prefer RPM over DPKG, but that's a religious war, so...
Amen to that.
Yeah.
So if we take right here the terminal, can you type something cool?
Sure. Let's see what's in there. The UK keyboard layout needs a little getting used to.
That's very tiny.
Yeah, must have mistyped something already.
Yeah, it's very tiny right now.
I need to press shift to get.
Of course, the way you're typing is the best way would be to put it on the. You would put it on right here.
Yeah.
And you would be typing like this.
That's me. I think the keyboard layout doesn't match what's.
Yeah, you need. There needs to be something.
Okay, I need to figure out how to type the slash character properly.
So it's going to be exciting to see if Bero, if you're going to be able to hack with yours and make it cool.
Yeah.
You think you will?
Sure, and it's already a really interesting device. And I'm a software guy, so any software problems that need fixing are certainly.
What do you honestly think about this device?
It's cool, but I really like some work on the software done. And maybe from a chip manufacturer that supports upstreaming a bit more.
Would you, if you had a device like this, would you be able to do some Linux work on it to improve stuff?
Maybe not.
Maybe.
not honestly, not a kernel guy. But.
All right.
Yeah, some stuff can definitely be done. I mean, we have root access to it, and there's a flash tool available, so we can, at least in theory, replace the kernel at some point. So we will probably get some nice distributions on it. The Android part is already working really well.
So how long it's going to take you to put Opera Mandriva on it that has fully smooth everything?
If it weren't for the Mali GPU, I'd say probably just 2 weeks or so, because it's a fairly generic AX64. We have that architecture supported, but that GPU is going to be a bit of a problem, and getting the 4G modem to work might be another problem. But
Do you think
we'll have to see when I've had some time to play around with it.
Do you think that this libhybris library can be integrated?
Yes, so libhybris essentially would take the Android components for binary drivers and make those available to the traditional Linux world. That is doable. It's not a very nice thing to do because it's an additional error source, and it runs on top of binaries that should be eliminated, because it would be better to have open drivers. But it might be a nice way for a stopgap solution until something better is there.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to see what happens with this. I think it's a cool device. It's the beginning of a change where everybody's not hopefully going to copy Apple all the time. That's why I think it's interesting, because it's something different. It's not every day you see something different.
Alright, thanks guys.
Bye.